Hi, welcome back. In this video, we're going to talk about your two options for taking the ICF ACC exam. So ICF allows you to choose between two different test-taking options. You can either take the exam at home in the comfort of your own home, or you can go in person to a Pearson testing center. Now, there are some pros and cons to both of these choices. When I took my ICF exam for the ACC, I did decide to go in person to a testing center, which was located at my community college. I made this choice because my business partner took her ACC exam a few months before me in home, and the in-home experience she described to me actually sounded less than ideal. I think initially it sounds like it would be a lot less stressful just doing it from the comfort of your own home, but there are some key things to consider. So one thing is you have to have excellent internet connectivity, and you have to be certain that the internet's not going to cut out while you're taking the exam. That could be pretty devastating. You also have to make sure that your environment is completely clear of distractions. So what that means is husbands, babies, they're not going to be walking through the door while you're taking the exam. You're not going to have the dog barking or the postman knocking on your door, and you're not going to have your phone accidentally ring. So that's actually what happened to my business partner. Was during the exam, her phone went off, and even though the phone was not on the table, it was on the bed across on the other side of the room, the examiner made her stop the exam, go get her phone, show that she was turning her phone off, and put it into a drawer. So it just disrupted her exam experience, and it was kind of nerve-wracking. So the other things to know about taking it in home is you do actually have a live examiner who is monitoring you the entire time on the screen. So if you don't like being watched that closely, that might kind of make you more nervous and get in your head a little bit. My business partner also shared that she has a tendency to read the questions out loud to herself. And that was something the examiner did not allow. So because she was reading the questions out loud, the examiner actually interrupted her and told her she had to read the questions silently to herself. And I think that's just because the examiner can't be in the room. So they didn't know if she was saying the questions, and maybe there was somebody hiding in the corner giving her the answers or a hand signal or something. Other things to consider with the in-home is you do have to take photos of your photo ID to prove that it's you. And you actually have to clear the space, the physical space you're in, of any distractions, and take photographs of the space too. So it just sounded like a bit too much for me, and that it was going to make me feel a little bit too nervous trying to take the exam at home. Now, of course, if you don't have a testing center near you, or you have mobility barriers, maybe you have to take it at home, and these are just good things to know. So I went to the testing center, and I found that it was pretty straightforward. I watched the video beforehand on what to expect at the testing center, which was really bringing two forms of ID, knowing that I was going to have to lock up all my personal items in a locker. And then I also do have reading glasses. So I just had to show them my reading glasses and have them look at them and make sure they weren't spy glasses or anything. After that, I was led into the testing room, and I was pretty much just left alone to take the test. I found that I got through the questions pretty quickly, and it allowed me an extra 10 minutes to review my question after. And then I was able to take a break and kind of walk around and go to the bathroom before doing the last section. I also found that doing it in person, I also like to read the questions to myself out loud, especially if it's something a little tricky. Hearing it out loud in my own voice helps me kind of figure it out. And because I was at the testing center, nobody was monitoring me as closely, so I was able to do that, and that wasn't an issue. So that wraps up the two options, taking the test in home or at a testing center. I hope this helps you in making your own decision of how you want to take the ACC exam. See you in the next video.